Welcome everybody to the 311 Griffin YouTube channel. I've got my new Bentley. I've raced this a little bit, but I got a my new livery on it, and I want to do a longer race. I'm on Le Mans, and this is the full circuit with the chicanes. And I think this time what I'm gonna do, I don't know if this is gonna work or not, but what I'm going to do is we're on medium tires, full fuel, and it's 22 laps. I'm going to pull off the road, pull off to the side and let everybody go by, and wait for like a minute to go by or something like that, and then we're just going to see if we can catch up, because honestly it's been way too easy. Of course I can't see the time. Whoop, I forgot. If I hold the brake it goes reverse. So I guess I can look at the time on my recording. And I've got time down here on the dash as well. So we'll see how that goes. This may backfire on me big time, but okay, 10 seconds. Just gonna creep up here on the line. All right, here we go. And as usual, I've got all of the HUD elements turned off except the map, and then I've got the braking line set up. I've just never really practiced this. It's been forever since I've raced without either a full racing line or a braking line. I've not been racing with the full racing line for years. It's probably been, well, since the original Forza. That's the last time I raced with a. Actually, no, sorry. When I first started in Forza Motorsport 5, I had the full racing line, and either in 5 or 6 is when I started turning it off. I can't remember exactly when. And I apologize. I turned the audio down a while back, and to talk to somebody on Discord. We're going to turn it up. I want to be able to hear it. So, sorry about that. That's better. That's a little better. Okay, those brake lights are probably, they should be past this first chicane by a fair amount, going into the second chicane. Yeah. I haven't driven this Bentley a lot. I kind of like it. It doesn't seem like, I think the BMW and the Aston Martin are still both a little bit more lined up with my driving style. And the Corvette, I've got it tuned back a little bit so that it's not as flighty, but it's still pretty good. But I think this is probably a little easier to drive than the Corvette. This car has a lot of really weird audio issues with it though, which I don't understand. I'm glad it's not doing the one thing. It usually, when I'm in the cockpit view, it clicks a lot whenever I let off the gas, and when I'm hitting the brakes there'll be these little popping noises. But obviously just a minute ago it was making some really weird, like, revving engine noises, like it was going full speed or like I had it pegged. So I don't know what car that was, but it doesn't seem like it's in the same class as anything else on this race course. Man, that thing was just glued to the ground right there. That was awesome. The way this is set up right now, and I didn't do much to tune it. I did my normal lower the pressure in the tires slightly and soften the front end roll bar and tighten up the back end roll bar, and then mess with the brakes until I just get the best numbers. And that's pretty much all I've done. I don't think I've messed with the differential at all. But anyway, it behaves very well. It turns pretty well, but doesn't like oversteer too badly, and also doesn't understeer too badly. I mean, it doesn't do either, really. I mean, if I'm set up there to steered just a little bit, but that's because I got on it too early. And we are now catching up with the touring cars, which I would like to get through them as fast as possible. The Mulsanne is a good place to do that. If I can catch them by then, that'll be nice. Whoops. So we did like 12% of our fuel there. Oh, beautiful sunrise. It's gonna blind me. Alright, we caught up a little bit. We should be able to, although some of these touring cars are really fast once they get out and get their acceleration done, get up into the higher gears. There's like 7 or 8 of them in this pack, I think. Problem is they're going to be like 3 wide. I'm going to come up on them pretty quick. Yeah, they're not too bad. Doesn't look like. But I'm not going to be able to pass them all, I'm sure, before... Yeah, I may not be able to pass any of them before we get to the turn. Yeah. Let's just try to take it easy and get set up to pass them when we get out of here. Don't want to get stuck in here behind them. Okay, that's not too bad. We lost a little bit of time there working through them, but that's okay. I see on the map, I see a GT car up ahead, so that is also good. Oh man, come on. Whew! I don't know how we didn't hit him, but it really compromised my exit. I thought he'd be out of the way by then. Messed that corner up a little. Actually, I guess I mess up every corner a little. I tend to accelerate early on that corner and then have to back off a little bit to keep from leaving track limits. So that's 21 and a half in 2 laps. So let's just say 11 per lap, 11% per lap. So we can technically go 9 laps. And we got 22. So that's 2 pit stops. There's the audio stuff again. It's like it's... Nope, never mind. There, it's off again. I was gonna say it's almost like it's simulating the driver's ears popping or something, but it's not quite right. So this is gonna be our slowest GT. There it goes again. What is going on with that? I don't understand. But this touring car just passed this GT car on the straight, so they've decided, the game has decided this GT car is gross. And is going to be the slow one. Okay, we've made up 1 place in our class. And I think these are probably the leaders in the touring car class. Nope, never mind, there's another one up there. That Honda's always fast. That's a nice Honda though. I like that car. This is always a tricky situation for me because I want to pass as soon as possible, but sometimes there's not great opportunities for doing so without hitting them. Oh, come on. Whew. That was a little bit goofy. Ah, man. that was a little rough. Alright, looks like we got 2 more GT cars we might be able to pick off this lap, maybe. Maybe. It's going to be tough to get them this lap, I guess. We got a lot of ground to make up. Whew. may be able to. We may be able to. He's also seemed to be struggling with that touring car, kind of passing them back here and there. Oh, I better watch that braking line though, or else I won't get it shut down in time. That was a better job going through that chicane than the last lap. I kind of botched it last lap, but we're definitely catching these guys pretty rapidly. Oh, there's a long string of GT cars. We're making it up. They usually make this C7 really fast. Is that a Lexus? Yeah. I don't know why I always get over here. I don't really need to, but I tend to get over to the right side of this part, and then like it's a pretty gentle curve. You don't have to be over on the right side to make it work. I like the rattling noise when you hit that curb, the kind of like after effect rattle. You get the first initial like curb bump, and then you get a lot of rattling noises. It's actually pretty immersive. It's good sound design. It's a little touch and go. I think this is the Porsche in front of us. That's usually a pretty fast car too. But the game just kind of decides which cars it's going to make fast and which ones it's going to be slow. This isn't based on how they actually would perform or what their performance index is. I mean, it's partially based on that, I'm sure. I don't know what the code is, but I'm just based on what I see in this game and the number of races I've done with different cars. I firmly believe that the game just makes up a bunch of, it just picks up the cars it wants to put in the race, and it kind of randomly decides which one it's going to make fast and which one it's going to make slow, and set some kind of a goal or a par lap time that it wants them to achieve, and that's why oftentimes if one of them runs off the road, I mean, the game has its limits on how far it's going to, how hypocritical it's going to be, I guess, but a lot of times a car can run off the road and they can actually be going basically as fast as you are on track, where if you run off the road, there's no way. But I've had cars actually pass me off-road, not on this track, but there's some tracks where like there'll be sand trap kind of things off to the side, and the car can sort of like take the corner wide and run off into the sand trap, and then just be cooking it, and rejoin, and they don't lose a lot of time there. And I firmly believe that it's because that's a car that the game has decided it wanted a certain lap time out of, and of course you can like cause cars to not reach their lap times by shoving them off the road and stuff like that, but they're obviously very difficult to shove off the road because the physics are kind of garbage when it comes to collisions in this game. But Dr. Grady was telling me that in one of the games, I can't remember which one, it might have been one of the Horizon games, but I don't really remember, but basically if he just sat at the start line, like when the race started, and let them lap him once, that particular game was set up to try to like help you not lose by a bunch if you really stunk. There was sort of a built-in game evener to make it so new players didn't get totally dejected or something like that. So if he could just like race really crappy for one lap, the AI would automatically adjust to being so slow that the race became extremely easy for him to win, which is kind of funny. Alright, target sighted. That was lap 5. Yeah, I think we can make it a full 9 laps. Pit, make it 9 more, pit at the end of 18, and then we'll have 5 laps left. Or 5? Yeah, 5. No, at the end of 18, I think we'll only have 4. It'll be 19, 20, 21, and 22. Yeah, we'll only have 4 left. It'd be good if we can make it to the end of 18. I tend to cut that corner wrong every time. That's not good. I was taking a drink. That's the first impact I've had, I think, in this race. I couldn't set my cup down in time without risking spilling it. I haven't been keeping track of how many cars I've passed either in the GT field. See more brake lights further up there, so this isn't the leader in the race, I don't think, or the leading pack. There's usually like 1 or 2 that get way out in front as these guys fight for the scraps. Yeah, there's another guy out there. That might be the leader. Come on. Don't make me go between you guys. C8's kind of strong in the corners, as I would expect. But then again, I would think the Porsche, well, all the other cars would be. Ooh, I almost missed my turn in there. Oh! Yeah, I did. It set me up really poorly for the... Really poorly for the second corner. Alright, I've got the inside here on this bit, so I think we're good. Whew! Lost a lot of ground there, but... we'll get it back here on the straight, I think. Well, we won't, because I was trying to catch the leader, not the C8. There should be another car at least out there in front of the C8. No drinks this time. Maybe on the next straight. Here we go. Ooh. This race is brought to you by Dr. Pepper. Well, we are not making up the ground as fast as I thought we would, but I need to not run off into sand traps. That's what I need to do. That corner's so much better than it was in Forza 7. That corner sucked because they had a like a wall that stuck out. It was really easy to hit. They were just trying to keep people from taking the corner too wide. Now with the penalty system, even though the penalty system kind of sucks, it at least helps them get rid of some of that garbage to keep people from like cheating without penalty. End of 7. Yeah, we got 2 laps left before we pit. Yeah, I knew I went slightly long on the accelerator on that one, kind of messed me up. I tend to do that too, where I try to get like a quarter second more out of the accelerator, out of the throttle, and it can really mess you up, especially on some corners, and that one back there is one of them where like you really need to be going about the right speed by the turn-in point or you'll mess yourself up. Some corners are more forgiving. We are having a lot of trouble tracking this guy back down. We were right on his bumper a lap and a half ago. I hope that touring car does not slow him down very much. Good. He just went right by. I want to catch him legitimately. I really, really do. Now this is going to kind of mess up my corner. Not too bad, not too bad. That wasn't bad. It almost messed me up, but... that was almost really bad timing. Okay, we have caught the Corvette a little bit. We're getting close-ish to the part of the track where he has a lot of advantages against me, so it may extend again. If we can get up pretty close by Indianapolis, then I think that'll be a good sign. I don't know that we're not going to make it that close by that corner. We made up some ground there, though. I like driving the C8 as well. That's such a cool car. Oh, the leader pitted, I think. So they pit after 8. That's interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if the Corvette can go a little further than the Bentley here. Especially if that's Ben Keating driving at Fuji. That thing will never pit. I took 2 really good corners and then botched the 3rd there, so I was getting proud of myself. I shouldn't have been. I think we're in 2nd. Although although I could be wrong. I really want to catch this guy. It ain't gonna happen though. Not yet. It will eventually, I think, but especially if he pits now. If he pits when I pit, then we'll be okay. If not, then it'll be, I don't know, we'll see. He should, either way, he should come out of the pits in front of me. My only hope is that I'm roughly this close or closer after this first round of pit stops falls through. I guess even if he goes a couple more laps, that may still be okay. The big problem will be if he only has to pit once. I will for sure have to pit twice. Yeah, boom, we would have hit a wall right there, even though we were legal with 2 tires on the pavement. So, we have made up a little bit of ground on him through this portion, or the last few laps, so that's good. Trying to read stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and change my. Oh, he is pitting. Good, good, good. I thought I was gonna run into him there. Nice. Let's do that. Let's do that. This is a good race. There he goes. Our pits box is right in front of his. Wish I could see, like I wish they'd show more of all of that. Now he should pull out and pass me again. Yep, there he goes. Here I go. My car shows I'm in first place. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh, I hate that. I can't. Come on. I'm just trying to pause it to see where I'm at. Wow. We've actually got a lot of ground to catch up. Now, the Chevy is the 3rd place car. Interesting. Yeah, I lost a little ground there trying to pause it so I could see where I was, and it frustrates me. You come out of the pits and you can't pause it. Or, you know, I don't know, you should be able to pause it in the pits too in a single player race. It doesn't really matter. So this is 4th, 5th, and 6th, I believe. I think I'm in 7th right now. Golly, now we got to work back through these guys. I wonder if they've pitted yet. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, that was close to being bad. Okay, so we were at 7th, 6th, this should be 5th, and that's, I think, 4th and 3rd in front of me, yeah. This is the Ginetta. Ah, jeez. Bad AI again. Screen got really shaky there. I don't know what it was doing. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I mean, I was able to take that corner quite a bit faster, but I'm also not sure why the Ginetta didn't accelerate a little bit harder there. It may not accelerate as fast, but like I gave it room to make the corner, and I was intending to cut back because I had a feeling it was gonna not brake as much as I was braking, not slow down as much as I was slowing down, so I may have done that the wrong way. Let me know if so, if maybe I shouldn't have expected it to accelerate and I needed to really slow down more even after the cutback. You know, somebody let me know if you know. But I think I could have reasonably expected the Ginetta to punch it and get out of the way or something. Alright, we have got to catch this Corvette. We're in 4th right now. And I don't know where 1st and 2nd are. I've not seen them. We may have maybe a minute's too much for me to wait. And that's okay if so. I'm experimenting. And I did want a race where I wasn't like for over half the race in the lead, because that gets kind of boring. Whoops. That might be a penalty. Nope. I don't know how. I cut that one hard. Didn't mean to. We have lost ground on the Corvette. Fighting through traffic and whatnot. But it looks like he stalled up a little bit there by the touring car. I'm okay with the help now, because I'm having trouble catching him, so. My only hope is that 1st and 2nd can also be held up by traffic. Okay, he made it through. Making up a little ground here. Making up a little. We got to get a podium finish at least. Oh. I lost some time on that corner that time. Whew. I feel pretty good about that segment. I think I just realized, I don't know why it took me so long, but I just realized, whoa, okay, stop talking. Let's get it settled back down. There we go. I'm getting a lot of help here. That's a big mistake by the AI. That made no sense why they waited that long to go around, but I just realized why I had been on the C8's bumper back before all that started, and that's because it was kind of stuck with the Janetta. Okay, we're in third. As far as I can tell, I'm not going to pause it right now, but I should still be in third. I didn't see anybody else pitting or anything like that. So I've not passed a Lambo or whatever was in second. I don't remember. Good news is track position is kind of king, and when I get into the twisty bits where the Corvette should be faster, it's going to be hard for him to go around me. Oh, I see a red dot on the map. One thing I've been not experimenting with this time is like hitting the brakes a little bit later on there. I tend to hit them and then I slow down too much. So I have to let off and then brake again right before the corner, ever so slightly. Well, I'm heavy braking, letting off slightly, but that time I tried to brake just a touch later to see if I could get the corner a little better, and sometimes you can save a bit of speed that way, or a bit of time, really. It's all about time. Unfortunately, the red dot out in front of me may not be first or second. I guess it'd be second. It's definitely not first. but it might be another back marker. It's possible. Ooh, took that a little bit wrong. Definitely compromised it. Ooh, I hate how it does that. I want to be able to look to the sides in the cockpit. Like look at my mirrors. That's what I'd like to be able to do. I think the AI slowed down again it seems like, to go around that touring car. They're still behind it. They could have passed it. It's silly, man. Although it makes the racing easier. It's probably why I had to wait a minute. Ooh, I waited a touch too long that time. I really need to take it easy and just race. I'm going to wind up with a penalty, and it's going to be close at the end, and I'll get second, or I'll be back up. I'll get fourth. Corvette will be right behind me. I'll wind up with fourth. I feel like we're very slowly catching whoever's in front of me too, but just not fast enough. At this rate, I'm not going to win this race. I don't see how I could, but you never know. We made up a lot of ground in front of that C8, so that's good. At least I don't have to worry about him behind me. Not again. Not again. I was taking another drink. I thought I had it centered up pretty well. Also braked slightly late. We made it work though. Just got a little grass on the tires, that's all. Once again, I still feel like I'm slowly catching this guy. Not quick enough. We got a few more laps before we pit though. Oh, that was better. That was much better. Ooh, there's 2 touring cars there. That may help, actually. Three touring cars. Can't hurt. Well, it can hurt once I get there. Once I get there, we'll see. I might catch him in a bad spot on the track, honestly. Although this car in front of me is catching them at a little bit of a bad spot. This might work out great. Looks like at least one of them is pitting. Whoop, whoop. We certainly would have gotten a penalty cutting that chicane the way I was. And the GT car is free to go. Really need to get around this guy quickly. Ah, I messed that up. Come on. I don't know what I was doing. I really have no idea how I messed that up, but I just felt it was all wrong. Golly, that's crazy. He waited for so long behind those cars, and I just had to pass one. And I've made up a little ground in the last lap because of that, but he's still a long ways out in front. Whew. Taking a drink. I seem to do better when I take a drink on this part of the straight rather than the first part. Right by that guy. Good for him. Oh, this guy's so slow. Oh, this is almost bad timing. It is always scary coming up on a slower car as you approach a corner. That's got to be. And if you're the slower car, I would assume it's really scary having a fast car approaching you, coming up on a corner. Oh, that would be just terrifying. Nice, I like that corner. Oh, this is the other Bentley, that's right, and then the Lambo's probably the cheater that's out in front. The Lambos in this Forza aren't as bad, but the Lambo Supers in Forza 7, they were ridiculous. They were so fast. Top speed, acceleration, cornering, didn't have to pit at all, it seemed like sometimes. It was crazy. Those things were, if you could get them by the first couple of corners in a race, it was okay. You could keep them behind you without being too illegal, and it's almost like they would slow down at times, but man, if they got out in front of you a little too far, you'd never catch them. You would never catch them. And they don't seem as powerful. Oh, I think that's him. Did he pit last lap or something and we're just now catching him? That's scary, because if that's the case, we're not gonna catch him. Of course, it could be a back marker of. Pretty close to this Bentley. Gonna have to pit in 2 more laps. Should be 2 more. I think all I can hope for with first place is that he hits some traffic. Assuming he's already pitted for the end. I'm assuming that he didn't have to pit as frequently and was way out in front and then pitted and now we're close. But I could be wrong. Could be wrong. It's nice to have another dot on the screen, though, assuming that's him. It may not be. It's starting to seem like that's not him because of how quickly we are catching that dot. It's almost like that can't possibly be first place. It's going slowly. It's got to be a back marker, right? Yep, it is. It's that slowest one. It's that slow GT car that's in last place. In class, at least. Ooh, it's going to help me get second place, though. Thanks for hitting your brakes, bro. And just like that, we're in second. thanks to bad AI behavior and traffic. Okay. Just a few more laps. There's a car out there in front somewhere. What is it? Sometimes when you come around that corner you can see little dots. The game's trying to, it's like having trouble rendering stuff. But you can see a little dot that I'm pretty sure there was one, and that it's another car somewhere way out in front of me. But it'd be nice if I could just get a glimpse of first and know how close I am. Is that him? Probably not. It's a dot. Gives me motivation. We'll see how closely I can, or how quickly I can catch that dot. That'll give us some idea of if it's first place or not. It's going pretty quick, I think, at the moment, but it's always hard to tell. Once again, if we had like good radio comms to tell you how close you are behind whoever's in front of you, how far away you are, just every once in a while, have a little D-pad button you could hit or something where it would give you basic radio calls. Should have plenty of fuel. I would normally check, but I'm a little preoccupied. Okay, yeah. Another thing that kind of scares me is there's some cars behind me that are on a different pit strategy, and when I pit, I'm not going to have a ton of laps to make up time. But we'll see. We will see. I don't know. I feel like I'm catching this guy a little too quickly for it to be first place. He's moving though. We might get a good glimpse of him at one of these chicanes. That looks more like the C7. But I didn't get a good glimpse of it. I was trying to make sure I didn't miss my turn. But it's yellow. And there's a yellowish, there's a yellow C7, although I think it was a different color yellow than that. And there's a yellow yellow in the Lexus that was kind of back there. This is way too slow to be first place. That's the Lexus, I'm pretty sure. Dang it. That looks a little different than the Lexus though, paint job wise. But it is the Lexus. It's one of the slower cars. Well, shucks. We're going to go on softs, and we are going to get 4 laps of fuel. Let me double check. We got to do 19, 20, 21, and 22. 4 laps of fuel should do it. We'll do whatever's next up after 4 laps in the options, since you can only do like 10% at a time. Oh man, we came into that corner a little hot. That corner's tough to gauge in some cars because like you can take you can take the right-hander pretty quick, and if you do it right, you can really carry a lot of speed through it where the braking line will be red, but you can actually still hang on. But it just makes it where you can't tell where you need to start braking for the left-hander because the entire braking line's red, but you're okay, like you're still okay. So sometimes it's better to slow down too much and then see where the yellow for the left-hander starts, or the red for the left-hander starts, and then once you have that picked out, gas it again, and then just know that you're going to need, because the whole line's going to turn red again when you gas it, but when you get on the throttle again, just know that you're going to have to slow down a little bit earlier compared to where you saw the yellow, or whatever, the yellow turned to red again. Soft and custom 50%. There we go. Okay. Well, we're shooting for a podium finish here. I think we've had some cars go around us. I'm not going to try to... Yep, there goes a GT car. We'll pause it here in a minute and see where we are. We're in fourth. So that's the C8, the Bentley's back up there, and that Lambo Super. I had a lap time of 350, but it's showing 357, or I thought it said 350. But that guy's killing it. No telling. You can't tell how many pits they've done since in Forza 7 you could tell how many pit stops they had done. But not here. Alright, well, we're in fourth. That's kind of weird that this C8 didn't pit. I wonder how it's saving fuel. It should have pitted behind me. The Bentley probably should have too. That's really weird. But hopefully they'll pit next lap and I'll be back in second without too much hassle. I think I see the Bentley up there too. That could be something else, but these soft tires do make a little bit of a difference. And I could maybe run soft tires on the laps the way they're going, because I don't feel comfortable not changing the mediums. I think I could, but I think they'd be too worn by the second pit stop. I guess that's probably my other strategy that I should have done, is like trying to do mediums and double stint the mediums. I think it would be okay, but they just seemed a little bit too worn. Because in my experience, they start getting really splashy after 40%, but you can run them a lot longer than that. So maybe I should have double stinted my tires. I could have made up a decent bit of ground there, then switched to softs. Or if I'm going to change the tires on every pit stop regardless, I might as well go softs, I guess. I hadn't really thought that through, but I think that would be either one of those would be a better strategy than what I ran this time. Probably. Whoops. I got to watching him and wasn't paying attention to my speed. But I'm catching up to him so much quicker with these softs than I was with the mediums. So he should pit. The guy man, the dude up there isn't pitting. Okay, this one is. That's good. So we're back in third. Oh, that's the back marker anyway. Where did the Bentley go? How is the Bentley so far out in front of me?
3 more.
It should have pitted. That's another thing, is like the game just kind of like, I think it sort of has some automatic attempts to balance or make cars more or less difficult by allowing them to go further than they should. It's just not a very realistic race scenario with these, and it either becomes too difficult or too easy. Now, I don't think this is too difficult, because I sat there for a minute after letting everybody pass. So it's on me. Like, I don't think it's too difficult. I actually still think it's too easy, but it does get annoying sometimes whenever you're in a car and another car of the same spec is kind of tough competition for you, but then they don't have to pit as frequently as you do. since there's no fuel mixture settings in this game, it's not like you could boost your performance a little bit but have to pit more often, or that they could do the same. And whenever they've got the same performance as you in the same car and they're going 2-3 laps longer than you, it gets a little bit suspicious and frustrating. There are some things a driver can do to increase the legs on their car, so it's not out of the realm of possibility, but my driving style is probably one that isn't really great on tires or fuel, but honestly, what are you going to do on the fuel? Lift and coast? Yeah, you can do that, but you will lose lap time. So, assuming all other things are the same, similar cars should be pitting at similar intervals for fuel. Maybe not for tires, but for fuel. Oh well. I'm griping slightly just because I wish Forza was a little bit more realistic without requiring, like it's good because it's one of the easiest games to pick up and learn how to play with a controller. I've played a little Assetto Corsa, and it's just, oh my goodness, that game is so cool, but it's a bit of a nightmare for a more casual gamer to pick up. But I also want the feel of realism, and I would like for it to be, I'd like for Forza to have some more settings where if you wanted, you could bump up the realism a little bit and customize it. And race a little more realistically in terms of pit strategies and whatnot. I've still never seen first place. I've not even seen it. Oh, somebody's pitting. Is that the Bentley? That should be the Bentley. So we may still get second. And again, it'd be nice to have a radio call that says, oh, you're in second now, you passed him. Or he's in the pits. Number 2's in the pits, push. Almost slid off the track there. I won't be able to see him. It could be a completely different car. Alright, 2 laps left. Almost cut that one. There's 2 cars up there. I know there's one of them is a touring car, maybe 3. There's several little dots that I can see. Whoops. I didn't mean to unpause it. The controls get real weird. So sorry about that. I filled up the hard drive that I was recording on. I thought I had more space on it before I started. And yeah. And I just lost probably a second there because of Forza's weird. I mean, it's my fault really, but there is an oddity with like trying to what do you call it? Reacquire the Forza screen as your like your focus window or whatever. Anyway, the menu went away and I was trying to make sure that I was still on that, and I hit a button on the controller and it unpaused it, even though it wasn't the normal unpause button, but whatever. Let's just do this. We should be in second. I didn't even see. Should be in second, but I don't know for sure. It'd be awesome if at the end of this lap I passed the Lambo that it was in the pits. That would be really funny. Or if it came out of the pits just like right in front of me and we had a race to the end, it'd be hard to pass him, but there's a lot of touring cars suddenly. Oh, I do see something in the pits. Could that be? Could it be? Let's go. He's moving. He's out on track. Oh, there's too much space between him and me. Maybe he'll catch that traffic. I don't know that that's him anyway, but it does make it a potentially exciting finish. If I can catch up to him. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I'm not sad about that because I gave him the space on purpose and then he came out into me anyway as I was trying to pass, so that's on him. Mostly. Mostly. This may not even be the guy I'm trying to chase, but there's multiple touring cars. Oh, he blazed past that first one. Come on. Come on. Get bottled up. Oh, he's bottled up slightly. He's bottled up. I can't tell what that is yet. Could be a Lambo. Oh my goodness, they're fighting back and forth. He's trying to get around. He can't. That looks a lot like a Lambo. Did he pick the wrong person to follow? Oof. I think that's him. Now I'm offline. Ooh, this is gonna be gross. Oh, we got it though. I think we're in first. I think we're in first place. It's ridiculous. But traffic did it. It wasn't me. It wasn't my racing. It was traffic. I guess you could say it was a little of both in some ways. I'm not a very good driver, but I had to race to make up that minute. Oh, yeah. I saw you coming. You don't have to tap me. I'm not going that slow, but that may not be him, but I think that might have been first place. I'm not going to pause it. We're going to see at the end if we got first or second. I think he's still stuck back behind him. Again, if Forza AI was better, I wouldn't have to wait a minute for this to be a challenge, because the AI wouldn't get stuck in situations like that. They'd make the decision to go around a little bit more appropriately. And it is funny that they'll crash into me if I'm going slightly too slow, but then they'll like park on the apex at other times, and then they'll just sit behind a slower AI without running into them and without going around them. They just don't do that for you. If you're the one that they're trying to go around, they're going to go around you whether they have to hit you or not. Slowed down too much for it that time. Another car in the pits, which shouldn't be first place because that would have been over the finish line. Second. Oh, okay. That was probably him then in the pits. Who did I pass? It would have been this Hurricane down here. Where'd it go? Yeah, it would have been that Hurricane. There was a back marker. That's who I passed. Second place. Total time. A minute? So that wasn't even him in the... So the minute I waited, he won by the minute I waited. I never caught up to that guy. My best lap was 3 seconds. Yeah, he beat me by a minute and 2 seconds, which means that I never would have caught him. And I didn't make up any ground. That's okay. That is okay. That's a fast car. That Lamborghini's a fast car. Oh, he stole my uniform? He stole my uniform. Come on, man. What are you doing? Well, good race. That was fun. That was fun. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Happy driving.